again, everyone. It's Pam here with Tattered Paper and Lace, and we are now on the Monday before Thanksgiving, and I have week 47 of the Margarete Miller Collage Challenge. So let me first say Happy Thanksgiving. Welcome. Thank you for coming. And we'll get started on this collage. So let's first go over what we need, which is usually what I do. Go to hashtag 2025 CWP47. You'll see others using these same prompts to make a collage. And we need bells, something imaginary, dictionary page, a leaf or leaves, something that turns or spins, and a date. So I already have my background done as usual, and it has nothing to do with the prompts. It's just what I decided to do as my background. But I believe I will have all of the prompts. So let's see what we have. First off, we need bells, and I have these two little bells right here, and I am going to glue these two together because I want them to be, or they need to be, one on top of the other like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that so I don't have to finagle with the little pieces later. And I only was going to use one bell, but you know, the prompt says plural, so I'm doing plural. So one bell is smaller than the other. I'm going to just overlap their bows because I'm okay with that look. And that's how that's going to be. I'm going to go ahead, now that that's on there, and put some glue on this part of the bell so that they will stay together. Just need a little bit, just like that. So we have our bells. Something imaginary. I am going with this little guy. He is an elf because it's the week of Thanksgiving, but Christmas is on its way. So we're going to use this elf as our something imaginary. I thought about doing Santa Claus, but I thought this was a little more different maybe. Okay, then we need a dictionary page. So I'm using this very old dictionary page, and I wanted to use this because it's very hard to read, but I have to look at it out from under the camera. Right somewhere right here. Somewhere right in here. It says Christmas. Christmas is right there. I think that's it. Well, it says Christmas box right there. This was Christmas up here, and I tore a little bit of that off. But it's so little to read it doesn't really matter. So that's gonna be my grounding for this fella. So that will go about like that. Let's mark. Well, we won't mark it yet because I don't know yet for sure. Then we needed leaves or a leaf. And I need to glue, this is holly leaves. And I'm going to glue that onto his hat right here. So this is a sticker. It's a very old sticker, so it is not sticky anymore. So it's got to have some glue. So let me just get some on there. And I'm going to just dot it on and then wipe most of it off because it doesn't need to have that much. And we're going to place that right here on his hat. So that would be the leaves, holly leaves, right there. Just like that. Yes, that works. Okay. So now we need something that turns or spins. Well, clock hands turn. So I'm going to use a clock face. Unfortunately, this clock face does not have hands, but I'm going to use it anyway because we know clock hands turn if it had hands on it. But also this is a merry-go-round horse and merry-go-rounds turn. So I'm counting that as my something that turns or spins. And that will be going right in there. This is going to come down some. And I'm going to put the bells right at the bottom of the clock. Right there. Just under the 6. You can see how the bell kind of hugs the 6 there. So that's where I'm going with that. And that is going to make this. So that Christmas box word is not even going to show, but it doesn't matter because you can't read it anyway. And so that's going to be, that's my collage. All I have to do now is add a date, which I will do after I get everything glued down. So first off, I'm going to glue this down because I can adjust the grounding piece, which is the dictionary page. I can adjust that at the level I need for it to be after I get everything else on there where I think I want it to be. So I'm going to put this right up here at the top. So I need as much space as I can. And I want that to be straight up and down to this. You know how I like for it to be straight. And these just a little bit like that. There we go. So this is just a clock face, some stickers I got from, I don't know, Temu or AliExpress or somewhere. I don't remember where. But I'm going to go ahead and put these on because this, he's going to have his ear over the clock a little bit, but he's not going to be interfering with the bells. So I'm going to put the bells down. Now, let's see, do we want that? Do I want this in front of the bell? I think I do. Do I? Yeah, I think I do. Do I? Okay, so that's how it looks like with the ribbon in front. Or we can put the ribbon behind. I don't know. I kind of like it in front just because you can see the bell a little bit better, but I like the integration of the two by putting it in front. So we're going to stick it in front right here. Just a little bit of glue right there. Right there. And glue it. I'm putting it in front. You can tell me what you think about that later. It won't matter because it is what it is, and I've already got it glued, but I do like the integrating the two a little bit that way. And these came from collage, Christmas collage book. There. See, I like the way the bell just hugs that 6 right there. And so that goes right there. So that came from, as well as the elf, came from this book by this person. And sorry for the glare. But that's where this one came from. I like those collage books. I like the images. Okay, I like it. That's good. Now this is just going to go, if you will notice, I did this on purpose, sort of on purpose, not exactly on purpose, but sort of. And this dips down right here where the clapper is and dips in right there where the edge of the bell is. I didn't really do that on purpose. It just kind of happened that way. Okay, I think I think we'll put this down next. And I know where it's going to go because I want it to follow the line of the bell right there. And that is on purpose. This is very, very, very fragile paper. I mean, it'll just tear just by me barely running my fingernail across it. So that's going to go like that. I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit of glue along there. And just a little light coating in there. Just like that. And then I'm going to take my sandpaper, because this is very, as you saw how fragile this was. It'll cut off very easily with my sandpaper here. Doing it just like that. Around the edge. There we go. And that's what it took off right there. Put that in the trash. Okay, I like it. And then my little elf with his holly leaves on his hat is going to go right here. Just like that. And then all that's left to do is the date. So let me get him down. Or is a date. I think. Yeah. So this, I think I'm going to use today's date, which is the 24th of November when this one is airing. So I think that's going to be the date I'm using. Then there's a reference of time frame on this one. Because what other date am I going to use? I don't know. Could use any date, I guess. I think I want him to come down. No, he's good right there. We'll let him be just right there. Isn't it cute? You like it? Okay, now for the date. So I have two different stamps, and I have done a sample stamping of each of these, and I'll show them to you. I did it on my glue book page here. So one of them looks like this. I think that is this one is written like the British do, or Europe does their dating with the day first, then the month, and then the year. We in the US do the month, the day, and then the year. But that's this one. But I don't have one of these that is a 2025. This one goes to, starts at 2000, or no, I think it ends at 2010. So I can stamp it with an AM or a PM. It has that on here. It has this last one, and you can either do the date. Is that the right one? Yeah. You can either do the date, or you can do AM, PM, received, paid, emailed, and blank. So it would be this if I just wanted to do the date with no year. It would be this if I wanted to use that stamp, or I could do, received or one of the others. So I don't know. I mean, because you know what? I do know. I'm gonna do the date with the year that is in the European format of dating, of the dates. And I think I'm going to stick it right over here on the side over here. Make sure, I got to stamp it again to make sure that I have it right side up. Yes. I'm going to use walnut stain to do that. And I am going to stick it right here on the edge. Just like that. Because I didn't want it to be too, I don't know where that came from. That's from the inside of the lid of something, and I think I know what it is. I didn't want that to show up too much, because I didn't really need a date on there, but you know. So there is the date, and let's go over the prompts. So we have bells here. Something imaginary is the elf. A dictionary page is the grounding down here. The leaf or leaves is the holly leaves on his hat. Something that turns or spins. Well, a clock hands turn, but they don't have any hands on this, but a merry-go-round, which this represents a merry-go-round, because it's a merry-go-round horse, that also spins or turns. And then we have the date that I just stamped right here. And that is my collage for this Thanksgiving week. So again, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you all enjoy yourselves and have lots of family, friends, and fun on the holiday, and be thankful for all that we have. So I thank you very much. I am very thankful for all of you guys and all of you who are willing to make a comment and following my channel, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell would be lovely, and I'd be very thankful for that. And if you hit the like button, which will help my algorithm, I am very thankful for that as well as my family, friends, so forth and so on. So thank you all for coming. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.